Oh, and we're live. Welcome to the Eagle Run 2-3 YouTube channel. We're super glad you're here. Looks like we've already got several people over here in the chat. That's fantastic. What's up, MC? Angry Sarge, Kurt24. Good to see everybody this evening. I'm so excited about our guest. We've got some really cool stuff to talk about. I'm super jazzed about it. In fact, because I have it right here, let me just show you. Let me just show you this little teaser right here. Look at this. Look at that. We're going to talk to the guy who made this. It's going to be fantastic. Super excited. Okay, so how to reach me? EagleRun23 at protonmail.com. If you need to reach out to us. Oh, we've got Hootie Who in the chat. Look at that. Fantastic. Notification squad. Fantastic. Thanks for popping in, man. G23. All right, so EagleRun23.com is new. You maybe have not been there before. We're trying to throw out some 8.6 blackout stuff. I actually got a design in today for an 8.6 blackout t-shirt. It's going to be super amazing. We're going to do a little pre-sale on that. So that'll be coming up here. Be announcing that here pretty soon. We've got DKCA. What is up? Nicholas Preston. All right, we'll come back to you guys over here in the chat real quick. Let me get our guests in here, and then we can go through and go ahead and get started here. So welcome to the show. We have Will from Shogun Customs. How are you, brother?
I am good, brother. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah. Good.
Super excited.
Good time. Yes, me too, man. Me too.
Been a heck of a weekend for us between baseball games and birthday parties and dance competitions and all of that.
All right, man. Sports, birthday cake, and
dude,
tap dancing. All right.
yeah, that's about it. Except it was like on repeat Saturday and Sunday. So
that's
like it's like, you know, Sunday night you're supposed to be all ready for the week, and I'm like, holy cow, I need the week to get here so I can go back to work and chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Downtime. Been a little bit wild. So excited to hang out here with you for a little bit. I've got lots of questions for you, and I think we're going to have some fantastic questions over here in the chat. So I've already said hey to Kurt and Angry Sarge. He was here earlier. I don't know if he's here. He was patiently waiting, but he might not be around anymore.
Oh, he'll be back if he's gone.
He'll be back
for sure. Yep. I see some
MC. Okay, G23 is here. What's up? We've got the Hootie Who channel. You ever see this guy?
Hootie Who? No, I haven't.
Actually, that's what he does in his video. Hootie Who.
All right then, yeah.
That's how he signs off. Nicholas Preston, Shogun on the show and in the chat. Okay. I think I got everybody so far. Oh, 2 Live Moo. My buddy 2 Live Moo. All right. So I brought you guys here to talk to you about a little thing called stippling your frame. Now, oh gosh, there's like, I've been thinking about this all day. Like, what are the first couple of things I'm going to ask the master? And how do I even get started with this? So, what the first thing that came to my mind was, you know, you watch these commercials where someone's like, it's like probably on Instagram or something, right? And there's this person who has this ripped plastic console, and they're selling this kit where all you got to do is just mix this little thing up, and then you get this little heat gun, and then you can fix your console, and it's gonna look amazing. And I just imagine, like, if I had a torn plastic console, in my 89 Firebird or whatever, like, am I going to be able to make it look like that when I'm done with it? And then I think about, well, I should just grab my P80 frame and start stippling. And I'm like, there's a major disconnect here, because I know what that's going to look like when I get done with it.
Hey, at least you're being honest with yourself.
Yeah, man.
Because it's tough. It's tough, man. A lot of people jump into it, and I admire when they do that, when they just say, you know what, I'm going to try this on my own frame.
Yeah.
And, that usually you're still proud of it. You might say, all right, it don't look like this guy's, but you know what? I don't do this for a living. I'm still proud of it. And that's all.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So here's the first question.
All right, let's go.
Do you consider yourself an artist?
You know what, man? I think we all have an artist inside of us, right?
Okay.
I think the way, a chef is an artist.
Sure, absolutely.
you know what I mean? The way we think can be artistic. You know, I think there's like a poet slash artist inside all of us, man, and we just don't really know it. So, you know, without getting too deep into it, you know, yeah, sure, why not? I'm an artist, right? I mean,
I
hopefully I make things look pleasing to the eye and it's aesthetically nice to look at. So why not?
so I would like to present evidence number one into the court, please. This thing right here, if this does not make the hair on your arm stick up, guys, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, I so are you the Cerakoter on this as well?
Yeah, that's actually
Of
a
course you are.
stencil. That's a stencil pack that I put together myself. Actually, sat down and with my in-house designer and said, "Man, I want I'm a big fan of hexagons, and I said, man, I want a pattern exclusive to Shogun Customs, and I
It's
really love.
unbelievable.
Thank you, man, thank you, and I like to do it in black multicam because I really love those colors, and so yeah.
So okay, so I'm actually colorblind. Tell me what is this? I thought, is that like an FDE or something? What is that?
It's green. Yep, green,
Okay, that's
gray, and
green.
black.
Okay.
Yep. Your standard multicam black colors. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes the lighting throws it off, right? So in photos, it's hard to get the true colors to come out.
Yeah, and I am colorblind. So now you don't have to get very far down the screen here, and you find where you got this really great detail here of what's actually happening here in the stippling. And we're gonna come back to that, and because I have some questions about patterns and all that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to show everybody that there's a next level to your P80 builds, guys. There is a whole another level
Yeah.
of what's available.
Mm-hmm.
So I've said this before, maybe even on the stream, but in the news, and I'm mostly thinking about P80s and GST9s and stuff like that, but in the news you hear the ghost guns. We got to get the ghost guns off the street because these criminals are making the ghost guns. And I'm just like, the criminals are not buying P80s and putting them together with a screwdriver and a pocket knife in some dark alley.
Right.
Like, that's not who's making these. I semi consider myself a craftsman when I'm, being, provocative. I'm like, yes, I'm a craftsman. I'm making a high quality piece here. And it's just not being done in the back alley with a screwdriver and a pocket knife. Like, most of us that are building these are taking our time and we're picking out quality components and we're, being intentional. And, sometimes we get frustrated and we hammer a pen in when we shouldn't be, but,
Yeah. Why aren't you working?
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
We've all been there before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so where did this journey start with you? Where did you start? And then, because I mean, yeah, where did you start? How did you get to this point where you're at right now?
Yeah, man. You know what? It's a trippy story, man. There's been twice where I've been thrown into something special, um, and it ended up blossoming into a career, right? Well, before I get to that exact question, the first one was I got thrown into teaching martial arts, and
Okay.
I've been in martial arts in and out my whole life, and studying different styles, and then the last style I went into was Wing Chun, and after about 6 months of training, my instructor was like, "Hey man, look, I want you to start helping me around class." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you want me to do?" Like, we
Yes,
got all
sensei.
right. He's like, "We got all these trial students, just give them a hand, show them the basics, the foundation of the punch and the stance and all that." And I said, "Okay, sure." So I was helping out all the trial students. Well, about 3 months later, he's like, "You know what, Will? I'm just gonna hand you this class, man." I'm like 9 months into it. Like, that is not. You are still a brand new practitioner at 9 months. You know what I mean? You don't know anything, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure what's up, angry stars. I'm like, I'm not sure I'm really ready for that. He's like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I said, okay, fine. Well, long story short, I kept training with him in the garage because there's public school and then there's like the garage and the parks.
Right.
It's a little bit different training approach to your training philosophy and all that kind of stuff. You actually get hit in the face. You don't really hit people in the face at public schools because then they don't come back and you don't make money,
Right.
So, to long story short on that end, 12 years later, I'm certified Sifu now. Like I'm in the actual lineage. Um, but I had my own group. I was making money. I was gonna open up my own school at some point. I was playing with the idea. But that
Wow.
was the first, yeah, that was the first time I got thrown into something. Well, now to get to your question, um, I was working at a gun store, and this is when I was living back in California. I was working at a gun store, and we were a retail shop that did normal retail sales, but we also did Cerakote, stippling, holsters, engraving, all kind of custom work, right? Well, we had a guy there that was our stippler, and I used to always watch him. And
Yeah.
yeah, and on the main floor, there's a window that separates.
Internship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't know that, right? There was a main window that separates the retail floor with the gunsmithing room.
Okay.
And so I'd be like, leaned up on the glass, just watching. And he'd be like doing this, and he'd go, "Stop watching me," you know. And I was like, all right, man, make you nervous, right? So
Right.
I'd watch him. He'd bring his gun to me, like, "How's it feel? Let me know what you think." And I'd feel around. I'd critique, and I'm like, "It feels like it's a little high here, man. Like, am I right on that? I didn't know shit. Like it just feels a little hard right there. Try this, try that." Well, he ends up moving back home to Indiana, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna practice in the garage.
We got an opening.
Yeah,
Stippler.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna practice in the garage. So being that we used to build ARs and AR pistols in California, believe it or not, we were licensed to do so. We had a lot of build kits. We had a lot of A2 grips. We had barrels, man,
Yeah.
barrels full of A2 grips. So
Just
my
takeoffs.
exactly,
Takeoff parts. Yeah.
exactly. So my boss was like, "Will, take all you want." So man, I come in with 2 bags, grocery bags, and I fill up A2 grips. I take some of their stipple tips home. I buy my own wood burner, and I just start practicing in the garage, man. And to be honest, I got discouraged. I didn't,
Right.
yeah, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how people were getting these nice HD borders and these nice stipple patterns and the undercuts and gas pedals and glove bevels, and I didn't know how. And
Yeah.
there wasn't really a whole lot of tutorials on YouTube for that either, or I didn't know where to look. One of the two, right? Or both. But I gave up, man. And my boss in the meantime was doing the stippling, and he hated it, man. Brilliant Cerakoter, but stippling, he was like, "I don't want to do this." So one day he walks up to me, man, and mind you, I haven't stippled in like 2 months.
Right.
So he walks up to me. He's got a Glock 34 in his hand, and he's like, "You ready?" And I'm like, "Ready for what?" He's like, "Stipple it."
It's yours.
Yeah, he's like, "Stipple it." I'm like, "Oh, dude, Lee, I haven't like, no, 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 no." He's like, "Look, it doesn't have to look pretty. Just burn it." I'm like, "Just burn it." He's like, "Just burn it." I'm like, "I'm gonna burn it. It's not gonna look good." He's like, "Dude, just burn it." I'm like, "Fine." So we ended up doing that gun for charity, right? So I,
Uh-huh.
I take it home, I stipple it, and it ends up going for charity, and it sold for like, I want to say 3 grand, man.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I don't know how that sold for that much. I made the border with the actual stipple tip. It was just like a waffle design, stipple tip. It's a square tip. And I'm sitting there trying to make a border with a square tip, and the corners are all janky, but it's super grippy, And the guy came to pick it up, did his 10-day background check, and I came out, and I was like, "Hey, man, how you like the stipple job on that?" I'm super proud. And he's like, "Yeah, it's nice, man. It feels really grippy." I'm like, "I did that. I did I do, like a little kid, man. I said it just like
Yeah.
that. Hey, I
It
did
was
that."
me. It was me.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, "Oh, all right, man. Well, thank you." And dude, that's how it happened. I got thrown in the stippling. I had I had given up, and here he comes out of nowhere after a couple months, and he was like, boom, here you go. let's get you going. And he basically launched me into my career. And
Wow.
super thankful for that moment. It was a turning point for me, man.
Mr. New York Outcast says you're wasting your skills on a Glock.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Let's
that's
see who else we got over here. Mr. Shogun in martial arts, but yet his ears aren't all jacked up.
Well, no mat work, right? No mat work. So I did things like Salat, Eskrima, Wing Chun, Tai Chi. I did train a little jujitsu, but not enough to get the cauliflower ears. I was more into weapons. For me, it's like I have a lot of jujitsu friends, and some of them own schools. I mean, I'm from San Diego. You know what I mean? I mean, I lived there for 38 years, right?
There's a jiu-jitsu and a Starbucks on every corner?
Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
So I knew a lot of fighters, and I would train with them, and to each their own, man. For me, I see a complete warrior as being able to use every tool at your disposal. If you looked at ninjas and samurai, they could pick up a damn broomstick and beat your ass with it. They could pick up farming tools and use it and be masterful at it. So now you look at the modern day warrior, what do we have? We have blades, we have sticks, we have guns. So I was more into that kind of stuff. It's like I wanted to know, like, okay, cool. Well, if I pull a blade, what are you gonna do now? Because everything goes out the window, man. What am I gonna do? I've trained in knife arts. What am I gonna do? It's not easy.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get cut. But I was more into other stuff. I got into jujitsu very little at the end of my San Diego, before I moved out of San Diego. But yeah, man, no cauliflower ears. I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? I don't scare people. I look at them.
So DK's in California. He's trying to sniff out what gun shop you're at.
Oh yeah, I was in Gunfighter Tactical, man. So it's on Miramar, off of Miramar Road. Yeah, Gunfighter Tactical, and before that, I was at Ammo Bros. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris from the 740 is here. What's up, Chris?
Hey, there he is. I know who that man is.
All right, good. Yeah, I think we have some of a similar circle here with each other.
Yeah, I think we do too. Yeah, because I'm seeing some names in here. CNT Design and Arms. Yep.
Anything makes a Glock look better.
They are ugly, man.
NY is not a fan of the Glock.
Dude, they don't listen, man. They feel like a brick and they look ugly, so they need a little love.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not doubting that.
Chris was at the NRA show, and he said he's got a week worth of editing to do.
Oh man, yeah, I know how that.
I've never done any shows like that. I guess I'm gonna have to if I take this seriously, I'm gonna have to get out to some shows. What's up, Coop, with the perps? He says that. You know CNT, don't you?
Yeah, I see him all the time.
Okay, I was gonna say he says that everywhere he goes.
Oh, does he?
Everywhere I see him. What's up, perps? Everywhere he goes.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
The perpetrators.
I need to look out more.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. I think I've got everybody here in the chat shouted out. So if I haven't said, there's a Woods. I don't know if I know Woods. What's up, Woods? Okay, so first couple of questions here. You're now a full-time custom in this genre, right? Correct? Is that where you're at now? Like Correct. You have a shop, people can drop off stuff, mail you stuff, whatever, and like you are full-time creating, and you've got your own line of stuff, you've got your own stencils and Cerakoting and all that.
Yeah.
So is your shop like a gun shop, or is it just a custom shop?
Oh man, it's just a one single room, and it's just me, and that's it.
Yeah.
Man. It's just custom shop. On my website, I have Glock frames for sale. I am looking into some other products that we'll probably get into later on during this conversation.
All right.
To put up, but yeah, man. Yeah. But just a custom shop. Yeah, custom shop. That's it. No brick and mortar ish type. Walk-in retail location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, like, if someone wanted to have a frame done, is it best that they like? How does that work with like FFL stuff and those kind of things?
Well, now it's getting a little ridiculous, man. UPS and FedEx are no longer shipping firearms,
Yeah.
right? So before that kicked in, you were able to go to one of those carriers and send your gun to me, and
Yeah.
I would send it back. But now you actually have to go to another FFL to send it to me
Right.
because only the post office is shipping handguns. And the normies can't go to the
Right.
post office and ship handguns, but us special FFL holders, we can ship through the post office. So gun store to
Gotcha.
me, it sucks, man, because it adds, the gun store is going to want to cut,
Right.
right? So it adds on to the shipping
There's a
cost.
transfer fee and all that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, man. But that's how you give me a gun.
Okay. So tell me about how you got like how did you get into the first part of this where it's like um Freedom Crew University and like that kind of stuff. Tell me like because it seems like you've always had a knack for teaching and like demonstrating, showing people how to do stuff. I mean, I haven't taken one of your classes yet, but I am signed up as a student, but I haven't taken a class yet.
Very good.
Um, yeah, so it seems like that's something that's right up your alley. How did you get involved with that and making a curriculum and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I want to say probably about a little over a year ago. Um, I was part of the Marine Gun Builder. I'm sure we all know who Marine
Yeah,
Gun Builder is. Yeah,
MGB.
right. I was on his forum. I was an approved vendor on his forum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did, stippling for people in that forum, and they got a discount through that website and all that, and just getting, just networking, right?
Right,
Well, we all know MGB disappeared for a bit, right?
right.
But now he's back. um, so he actually came up with a brilliant idea, and he reached out to me on Instagram. Was like, hey, Will, this is my cell phone number. Give me a call. Yeah, and I'm like, Marine Gun Builder just gave me a cell phone number, right?
That happened to me too.
Oh yeah, okay.
When
Well,
he called me, I was like, no way, this is real life.
yeah, he's a big name, right?
Yeah,
He's a big name. So, I was super excited, and hey, man, stumbling over. Hi, hello, sir. Right.
yes.
And he's like, hey, man, I got this idea. I want to bring us all together and form this university. And I was like, yeah, cool, man. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. We
So
start
simple.
tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. So simple as that, man. MGB reached out to me, and I was happy to get involved. And yeah, man, so
So that's all done with just a wood burner's kit. Like there's no like stippling specific hardware, right?
that's it, man.
Okay.
Simple wood
They
burn.
got those fancy ones that like are rechargeable and all that, right?
I haven't seen a rechargeable.
Isn't there like a butane one
Oh,
that like cordless? I guess not rechargeable. I meant cordless is what I meant.
gotcha. You know what? They do have those. And what's funny is when I was teaching, my non-cauliflower martial art, now,
Right.
one of my students was like, dude, because I was getting into it in my garage, right? Practicing. He's like, man, you got to try this. And he brought one of those. And I never tried it out. But yeah, they have those. I don't really,
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be kind of tough to really regulate the heat for some reason. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a little,
Yeah. It may not be as consistent.
yeah, yeah. But just a basic wood burner, man. They have soldering irons too, but the soldering irons are very, the distance from
It's a
your
long ways away, so it's harder to control. Yeah, I would see that. Yeah.
bingo. Yeah, some people can do it, man. I just, I haven't tried, but yeah, I'd rather stick with
And
it.
so you now have your own tips and all sorts of stuff, right?
I do, man. I actually have, I want to say about 12 stipple textures that are exclusive to Shogun. There are one, two for sure, maybe three textures that I share with kind of the other stipplers in the industry.
Okay.
But other than that, man, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've looked around. I'm pretty sure I have like by far the most textures. Yeah. You know what, man? It's all about utilizing your time, right?
Right.
When I was waiting for my FFL to come in, right? It's like, well, I might as well utilize this downtime.
Yeah.
So
Get good at something.
I started drilling away at bits, designing them, filing them, and yeah.
So like they're custom made, as in you freaking ground them and filed them out. Oh wow, okay,
Yes, handmade,
okay.
handmade, yeah. And there, I came up with so many variations that there's probably about 5 that you don't see on my website because I'm like, dude, that's enough. Like, I'm gonna confuse people, right? And I'm like, I'll just, maybe I'll bring them out.
You just slip that in for a special here and there.
Yeah, a one off, like, yeah,
Yeah.
a one and done.
Okay, MC. I don't think that Radio Shack is still around. Do they still have Radio Shacks in Michigan, MC?
Oh, is he in Michigan? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the town he's in, but yeah, he's in Michigan.
I'm
My
in.
Michigan geography is so terrible. I can't begin to describe for you where he is. Matter of fact, I think Two Live Moo is in Michigan as well.
Oh wow, okay. I'm
Um,
in Detroit, but my workshop's in Ferndale.
oh, okay.
Yeah, oddly enough, in
Oh,
Ferndale.
Detroit. I didn't know you were in Detroit.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it is.
So you moved from California to Detroit?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Long story.
Radio Shack was the spot. It was the spot, but I don't think Radio Shack's around anymore.
Yeah, man, you used to go to Radio Shack and be all happy, like, ooh, what are the little gadgets. What am I going? What?
Radio Shack refurb windows.
Wow.
Okay, I don't know about that. Is he telling the truth? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
is in Detroit, I think. Royal. Oh, you're on Royal, dude. Royal Oak. We're neighbors. Wow. All right, we'll have to hook up sometime.
wow. I'm great with mechanical stuff, but I'm not an artist. I amaze myself with what I can do. Wait, what I do on my plasma. Oh, yeah, okay.
Your plasma cutter? That's cool.
Yeah.
So you are an artist. Artist of destruction and cutting metal with fire.
Yeah, here's a Michigander.
Wow. Michigan
unite here on the Eagle Run stream.
Exactly. I'm the transport.
Okay, so DK asked this question earlier. What's turnaround time? What's the process look like?
The actual process of stippling a frame start to finish.
Yeah, like if he were gonna send you one or whatever.
Yeah. You know what? So it really depends on the package, right? So I have, Build Your Glock. I have a Katana package, which comes with a few mods. And then I have the Shogun package, which is every mod I offer. That takes a long time. So, I can get certain guns done in a day. Some guns may require 3 days. Now, let me kind of touch on that. First off, I work a little slower than your average stippler. Okay. And there's a few reasons for that. One is this shit hurts. I try explaining that to people. Stippling kills your body. I mean, I know damn near every stippler out there, right? We all know each other. We all hang out at the same, groups and stuff like that. We all complain
There's
about
a stippled group chat that we don't even know about.
Yeah. We all complain about our necks, our knuckles, because we're just like constantly like this, We complain about our wrists, our lower back, our hips. Dude, you're sitting at a bench, and to give you a profile view, you're sitting at a bench and you're like, pushing your neck forward,
right? Cranked over.
So a frame, frame on the frame, you can take, for my Shogun package, man, I've been on that frame with the symmetrical pattern, for 10 hours. But I'm not going to sit at the bench for 10 hours. I'm going to sit at the bench for 2-3 hours at a time. I'm going to get up, take a few hours of break. I might not want to get back to it. I might go on another frame, do some prep work, just sand off some texture. So sometimes you're bouncing in between different frames.
Right? Yeah, that way you don't get worn out on one thing.
Exactly. Your hands start burning, man. I mean, a buddy of mine got elbow surgery, It's just, and he's thinking he needs another one. So yeah, it's tough, man. So yeah, to answer your question, man, it could be a day to 3 days depending on the frame. But that's going to get faster actually because I'm working on. Can I spill the beans?
Yeah, bring it.
All
We
right.
got breaking news here. I don't have a breaking news banner.
Right.
Breaking news.
So two purchases I'm getting ready to make. One within the next week, I'm going to get a laser. So what that means is a couple things. First of all, precision, precision, precision. Okay.
Yeah.
My borders, are going to be crisp, right? Because the laser will go in and laser the borders. The only thing I have to do with the borders is finish them off by hand, though. So I still got to keep that steady hand going. But that takes about 2 hours out of my time just to do the borders. It knocks off 2 hours. So
So
I'll be,
because you're gonna get like a laser layout,
yep,
and then you'll okay.
yep. I've been designing
So that's
laser.
workflow 2.0 right there.
Bingo. Yeah,
Okay.
so I've been in Illustrator designing different border layouts and designs and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be left with just an hour's left work for to hand carve the rest of the border, right? And two, what that means is I'll be able now to offer hybrid packages where I can laser stipple the side panels and hand stipple the front and back strap. So
Oh.
right, so that's first of all, it's beautiful, right? And I got some nice patterns I'm working on. Second off, it's a great carry option because the side panel, it's not going to be harsh on your skin, right?
Okay.
Now I got some hand stipple textures that are good for carry, so that's not a problem. But now you can kind of like enhance the look and versatility of your frame like even more, right? I mean, because again, you got geometrical patterns perfectly lasered in, and so I'm super, super excited about that, man. Hybrids are becoming very, very popular nowadays. I always thought they were underrated, but they're really starting to kind of come up. And the second purchase I'm going to make here soon is a mill, which
Oh.
I'll be using the mill for my gas pedals, and I'll be using it for my undercuts. So
Okay.
so that's going to speed up production time. And what's more important to me is it's going to increase the consistency, the precision. It's going to be the same. Everything's going to sit in a jig. So when I run that through the mill for the gas pedals, it's in a jig. For the undercuts, it's in a jig. Now I still got to go in there afterward with hand and
Sure.
kind of do some final touches.
It's not
But
a robot. It's still
right,
a handmade product.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's going to knock off a lot of time. It's going to save my hands, and that's really why I'm making these purchases, man. Is to save the body, right?
Yeah, because you don't want to do this for 6 more months. Like you want to do this for a while. Like this is a
Bingo.
yeah.
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 Uh, so to answer your question, I see that right there. I'm getting a 60-watt MOPA laser. So yeah, I'll be able to cut through slides. Segue. Uh,
Number
right.
two.
I'm actually working on getting a Shogun Customs exclusive Glock slide as well. So I'm talking to a few different companies, thinking about a design in my head. So I'll have my own slide, that you can order as well. I'm gonna get into barrels as well. That's gonna pair up, with the slide as well. It'll complement each other. So I'm doing that. But I can with that laser. If somebody was like, dude, I just want a window cut, I can cut out windows in their slides. If they want me to port their barrels, I'm going to offer barrel porting.
Wait,
So,
you could laser out a whole hole in the side of a slide?
oh, hell yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Lasers are very, very versatile, man. Very
so
versatile.
oh my gosh. Okay. You're gonna have to show us some more of this. Holy
Oh,
cow. That's
absolutely, man.
that you need to put that on some YouTube shorts and we'll just like watch it in loop
Oh,
for a while.
I got plans. I'm big on content. I've been sitting so kind of to get back into your question earlier. When I moved to Michigan, I had to actually withdraw my FFL, which sucks because they only give you 30 days to find a new workshop. If you don't find a new workshop and say, "Hey, I'm right here," they force you to withdraw your FFL and you have to
And then you gotta start all the way over.
exactly. So I've been in my shop and I got about 2 weeks left. I'll have my interview and I'll get my FFL back. So in the meantime, again, it's always a blessing, right? It's always a blessing in disguise, man. Everything is like everything happens for a reason, right? We all know that saying. So the same way I used last time's downtime to make stipple tips,
Right.
I've been using this downtime to oh geez, where's my track of thought?
The Illustrator and the designs and everything.
Yeah, Illustrator designs been coming out. No, there was a another thing. Damn it! Oh my goodness! Rewind the video. Post this. Rewind it. Oh yeah, content, content. So I've been teaching myself video editing. So I've been getting
Okay.
yeah. So I've been getting into DaVinci Resolve, learning how to edit videos. So I'm big on content, man. So
That one is not my favorite. I struggled with that one. I switched on.
oh well, if you ever want to revisit it, man, and you got some questions, I'm not an expert by any means, but I'd be happy to help
Yeah.
out.
Add that to your Freedom University list of classes you offer.
Yeah, no shit.
DaVinci Resolve tutorials.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was man. I'd have to get real good then. I can,
Da-
I'm learning a little bit, but yeah.
David wants to ask the master stippler, where do you get a good cast iron? What's that, David? Come on,
Amazon, man.
David.
Real, real stores suck. If anybody knows what that's from, you get bonus points. Real stores suck.
I had a cast iron that sat in the back of my garage for 10 years. It was given to me by my grandmother. Had dust and cobwebs on it. Didn't know it was anything special. I go to throw it away and I'm like, I heard some of these are worth money. I should look this one up. So I hose it off and it was in terrible shape, crusty, rusty, the whole thing. And I take a look at it and it's from 1910 and it was worth around $100. It was a vintage lodge, and so I restored that thing, and it is now a integral part of my family. It is a family member. It is used multiple times a day, and the season. It's a part of my family, David. So
Dude,
you find a good cast iron in the back of your garage from your grandmother is where you find one.
yeah, right. That is badass, man. That's cool. That's a cool story, actually.
Cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner on that if you need to.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's see. Where are we at? Laser. I have a relative with a laser business. I
Yep.
mean, yeah. So then you could like get some staff. You could hire some people to come run that laser for you, right?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and then you can start multiplying your
Hmm.
force there a little bit.
That's true.
Okay, so he says, um,
Oh,
oh, he wants to collaborate on some. All right.
yeah, Frag out. He does some very nice stuff. I follow him on YouTube and I believe Instagram too.
Yeah, so I did not know, but now I know, and I
All,
fully agree. Don't
it's all
throw it away.
capitals. All capital letters too, man.
Send me a picture of it. I'll help you out. Okay, got David, you got us on the cast iron.
Hey,
We're trying to talk about guns.
Two Live Moo got the reference. It's a Family Guy reference.
Oh, bonus points.
Yep, because he was in the mattress store and they were buying a mattress off of Amazon, and the drone flew by with the mattress. And Peter's like, hurry! And she's like, hurry up, we gotta get home to beat the drone. So Peter runs out the store and he comes back. He's like, real stores suck, and he.
All right, Two Life Moo. I'm gonna let you be the winner of
points,
an
man.
Eagle Run 2-3 sticker.
Yes, sir. There you
Mr. Moo, send me a. I think I have his email, but send me an email, and I'm gonna send you out some information, or some stickers. I have a couple different ones I'll send you.
That's badass.
Okay, so are you? Tell me about 80 percenters. Are you a big 80% fan? Are you a big fan? Are you a big fan of the 80s?
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
All right, so you've got P80s and you got GST 9s, right? I mean, those are the main two. There's several other ones out there. I got a Lone Wolf down. Actually, I should stipple that Lone Wolf because that thing is
That's ready.
pedestrian. So what's I see that you have P80s actually we have listed on there. I don't think the GST gets quite as much love, but I'm a big fan of that GST 9.
I like it too, man. I like this since it came out. I just haven't been able to stipple one yet. But the P80s and Strike, I have P80 on my site and I have Strike Industries on my site. And to be honest, I forgot to take those options down when when that law kicked in, but now I don't have to. You
It's
know?
back. Just wait a second. The HEF will change
Yeah,
their mind again,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
your website is back to
exactly,
being good.
exactly. But they're nice, man. They stipple different than a Glock. The P80s are like powder, man. I mean, you take a sanding drum to them, and it's like powder. You take a cutting bit to it, and it's like powder. Did I say powder? It's like powder.
Powdery.
Yeah, very powdery. A Glock is it. We're spoiled with the Glocks, man. They cut nice, they polish beautiful, they stipple beautiful, uh, but they're a little harder, right? They're a little harder to work with, but the end result is much better. But the P80s, yeah, they still stipple nicely. The Strikes is almost like the same polymer, man. It's damn near like the same.
The strikes are the same as the Glocks, or as the
The P80s.
I think the rumor is they were made by P80, right?
I kind of heard the same
That's
thing.
what the rumor is.
Yeah, I haven't been able to confirm that.
Every time someone says Strike 80 on my channel, I have to say this. If you have one that has not been finished and you want to sell it, I am a buyer. Hit me up, EagleRun23 at protonmail.com. I've never had one and I want one.
Yeah.
Now the SCT that Brownells has is kind of close. Could be a good substitute. I haven't got one yet though.
So it looks
David, we were just funning on you, man. Having a good time. We know David. He's been on.
uh,
And Coop says cast iron is good for cooking, not for gun parts. Although Shogun could laser you something in the bottom of your cast iron.
that's right.
Okay, logistical question. If I send you my frame from California, I have to go to an FFL. I believe yes. And then you have to send it back to an FFL. And yeah, you're going to get transfer fees on both sides, right?
So I think he's talking about the Drofs.
Oh, this might be a California specific thing.
Yeah, Drofs dealer record of sale. It's your stupid California DOJ background check. Really, really gay. No, to answer your question, man, no. You just come pick it up. They'll call you when it comes back, and you just pick it up. No 10-day wait again. So you're good. But yeah, you do have to go to an FFL. They'll contact me, ask me for my FFL, and then send it to me, and we'll handle the rest for you.
Okay.
Where in California are you?
I forget where he says he is. I think he told us last time. I forget. I'm sorry, DK. I asked him because he's been on quite a few times, and I asked him, what does DKCA mean? And I was assuming the CA would, I mean, it could have been anything, but I kind of thought it was California based on a couple things he'd said. So I remember that now, but I don't remember where he said he is. Okay, so so you've built some P80s or whatever. What are some of the custom things that like the average guy can do to those that is going to up their ability a little bit to make that thing look a little bit different? Like, what's something simple I could do?
So,
like in the custom part, I mean, every single thing is customizable.
Tell me, like stipple wise, or
yeah,
stipple wise.
Yeah, like I've got a I don't have a wood burner, but I've got a soldering iron.
Yeah. The thing with the P80s is, and to be honest, any Glock frame manufacturer, like P80, SCT, Strike, and the likes, that take, they're replicating the Glock frame. They for some reason, man, they make the trigger guard look very nice, right? Like the Strike trigger guard's beautiful. The P80's okay, and but they just don't feel good, right? They're with the Glocks. We've all heard of Glock knuckle, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
The reason for that single undercut on the Glock is to relieve the Glock knuckle, and some people don't even do that right. It's not as simple as just like cut up and your hand higher up on the gun. You're actually making it worse. You have to go up and then out, and then you got to contour the edges as well. But yeah, I would say, they do a good job of making them look nice. but they don't feel good. So tackle that trigger guard, man. If you could take a sanding drum to it and just push that, like on the P80s, you know, they come to that point in the single undercut, they come to that really sharp point.
Yeah.
Push that point further, man. Just take that drum and just start pushing material forward.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you're
Just with like a Dremel, like a sander on a Dremel.
yeah, grab a Dremel, get your sanding band. I'll be right back. Grab one of these. Just grab those right there, right? Yep, we've all seen them. And get to work. Just 12,000 RPMs on a Dremel. Yeah, about 12,000, maybe a little, about 12. I don't use a Dremel. I use a Fordham, so it's a little bit different torque ratings and all that. But yeah, push that forward. Index points it's hard on a P80, man. They don't really give you a whole lot of material to work with. Again, it looks nice, but there's really no leverage there. So you're making index points. You're not making gas pedals, right? You're not making a ledge. You're making just an index point. So, but why not?
Are you adding material when you add like a real gas pedal?
No. With the Glocks, again, we're spoiled with Glocks, man. They give you enough material that you can cut away enough material to create a ledge, right?
You're gonna make me look at one here. I won't show it on.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I'm curious where I'm. Oh, this one's still in a wrapper. Oh, yeah. Okay, that reminds me. One of the things that I learned from MGB about these tabs and trying to make where you take the tabs away and trying to make them look better. He wanted to use. He said to use a Dremel, and then you can kind of sand it and kind of almost like wet sand it and make it look shiny and polished again. I found my trick is I use a chisel, like a wood chisel, and I just sit there and shave that thing down. And yeah, it's not as fast as just clipping it off, but I can end up with a perfect surface with no sanding because I'm just shaving it off with a little swipey swipe with my sharp chisel.
Very nice. I don't think he uses a Dremel anymore, though. Doesn't he just use snippers?
He uses the snippers, and then I think he used to do some dremeling stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, man, believe it or not, I've never built a P80, man.
What?
I know, man. I know. Yep. I never have. I've owned them, and I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna get this, I'll get to this later, and I just end up selling them. Hey, man, let me get. I'm like, all right, here you go. Like, because I worked at a gun store. I'm like, I'll get them anytime I want. That's the thing. When you work at a gun store, you just start brushing stuff off. You're like, I can get
that. Because you see it every day.
Yes, exactly. It's no big deal, no rush, and yeah, I never built one, man. Never built an 80 of any. Just.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm a big fan of the 80s. I just milled out my AR-10.
I've done AR lowers though. No, so I've done.
Oh, you've done one of those 80s.
Oh, I've done AR lowers. Like I'm pretty.
So do you have the 80% mill?
I had the which jig was it? It was from 80% Arms. It was their second gen one or something. This was like years ago, But yeah, I spent a good week in my garage. Let's just say that.
Yeah. There's I went by. Those guys are here in Texas now.
Oh.
And so they moved from California. And I went by. About to have a leaning tower of 80% frames falling on me. I went by on like Tuesday of last week and met with them, and we're gonna hook up together on some videos and stuff. And then, do you know P80 Ralph?
He's in Freedom Crew University, baby.
Of course you do. Of course you know him. Okay, I forget this. Okay, so the three of us are gonna try to get together and work on something with 80% Arms on the GSTs.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, Mr. P80, it's your boy.
It's your boy. There it is. Yeah. I forgot awesome, Freedom Crew.
Hey, that's cool, dude. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, so they've got so you've never held one of those?
No.
The GSTs?
No.
I actually prefer them over the P80 as far as the way they feel.
I believe
I'm probably not going to build any more P80s. I think I might have one or two hanging around, but most of the stuff I'm working on now is from 80% arms. And as it just so happens, I'm going to be working with them on some stuff, so that kind of
That's
works.
cool, man.
Kind of works itself out.
That's beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see what unfolds from that.
Will has one sitting on my bench waiting for him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sarge. Yeah, he's gonna send me his. He's been waiting very patiently.
Oh, is it good for a stipple job?
Yeah, yeah.
So if it's a unfinished frame, we can just mail those to you, right?
Man,
Who knows?
yeah, that's exactly how.
Don't answer that if you don't want to.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think, I think
Maybe.
maybe, yeah. The ATF reps don't even know. I asked the ATF
Wow.
rep. I said, "Hey, what about PAs and all that?" Oh, well, we're still trying. We had a couple trainings, and we always leave more confused. I'm like, dude, you guys suck.
Yeah, slides are just shippable.
It's only serialized frames. Yeah, that's it. And I believe he asked another question about transfer fees too. I think.
Yeah, he said, why transfer fees? Right there.
Oh, like from if you're talking about when you go to the FFL.
Yeah, every time it goes through an FFL, it's either 30, 40, $50, and that's just them putting their approval on it that you're the right person.
Well,
Kinda like a
it's because we did it too, right? When I was in
Yeah.
San Diego, if somebody brought us a gun to ship somewhere, well, it's like, we're gonna charge you, right? Like
Right.
fee. We'll charge you whatever shipping is plus $30 to ship it, right? Now,
Right.
there's no transfer fee on my end, so I don't charge anything else. So it's just with them.
Yeah.
It is.
And they also, it's a paperwork fee for them to process your background check too sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, always.
Because they've got to.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some guys time. I know it sucks, but like literally, there's a man there there's a guy there filling out paperwork with you. Like that's not free.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sucks to pay for it, but
yeah,
people's time's not free. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about.
A winter. Oh, okay. So what's better, a winter trigger or a winter or trigger guard that winter gloves could go through?
This is a great question for a Michigan man. Let's go.
That is, oh shit. Well, my family's from Michigan. I was born in San Diego.
Big glove guy.
Yeah,
glove guy.
Yeah, I got a glove collection. Yeah. I mean, geez, man, are you really kind of gloves you shoot with? Big old winter gloves.
What's funny?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
well, I was gonna say in Texas we have a bucket and it has like hats and gloves in it, and like once every 2 years, if it's cold enough, you just dig through there and hope you can find a matching set because like we don't have gloves. Like if we lived in a colder climate, it'd be like your kids have their gloves like and their shoes and their hat. Like it's first come first serve. Dig through the bucket, you find a match, put them on, and head out the door. Like that's just the way it is.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, to answer your question, man, I would say just open up that trigger guard, man. I've never had to do it, but it's easy. I mean, it's you will lose the ability to do a double undercut. Okay. And that's, you got your single undercut and then you got the second one. So
there's not enough material to go both ways.
Exactly. By the time you open that up. Yeah. So I hope that helps, man. I'm sorry. I'm just a San Diego City boy.
So this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. Is anyone adding material to sculpt?
Yeah. You can you can do it with beaver tails, right? So some people want a extended beaver tail. So some people will go in there with epoxy. I've never done any of that kind of stuff.
That's some real 89 Camaro work right there.
Yeah, right. Some people will actually take like Glock shavings or Glock back straps. They'll take.
Oh my.
Yeah, and you can melt. Like I've done stuff like that where I've had to like add material just a little bit. So I guess I have done some of it. But I'll tell you the problem with doing that is when you add material onto the gun, you have to melt it on. So when you melt polymer over polymer and then you sand it down to make it all smooth, under that sanded area is still melted polymer. And when you burn through already burned polymer, it comes out looking like crap. So
I
I
can
don't,
see that.
yeah, so I don't like to get into it, but mainly where people use it is for that beaver tail. They'll do an extended beaver tail, which I think is awesome, man. I mean, I have a buddy who does it, and I'm like, dude, you got to show me how to do that when I'm ready to like offer it. Yeah,
Have you seen the Chairman 1 3D printed one that's got the one that's like 2.5 inches long on the back?
I don't think I
And
saw
it,
it.
I mean, it goes clear. It goes an inch. I wish I had one. An inch and a
Goes
half
right
past
here.
the
It's like,
slide.
bam.
Yeah, it goes way past the slide. And I tell you, it feels amazing. It looks kind of weird, but it feels
Saw it, man.
amazing because it just hugs the back of your hand. You know?
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. David Wilcott says I got a good looking chisel. You're right. You can shave with that chisel. It's sharp. All right. Thank you for the shout out, MC. MC, man, he is such a good administrative guy. Like, I almost need to like make sure when I book a live stream with somebody that he's available. That's how good he is.
I noticed. Yeah. Freedom Cruise.
Okay, that's what I have, an 80% jig. Yeah, it does. You can do 9s and 10s and 15s, all of them in there. And they just came out with they're sending me one, or I'm gonna go back down there and get it. It's like 45 minutes from me. They're sending me the new infinity jig that it's because you know how now they give you buy the frame, you buy the jig, you buy the kit. They're not gonna sell the kits anymore. They're gonna the jigs are gonna be an infinity jig that you can reuse. It's made out of metal and it's got bushings, and that way you can keep rocking and not have to buy a new one every time.
Good for them, man. It's a good idea.
Yeah. He says, learn. What does he say? Suck it up and learn.
Yeah, I should have done that this winter, huh?
That would have been a good time for you to learn right there, huh?
Yep.
Well, I guess Michigan could be north and south. It could have been a little bit different. I don't know where MC is in relationship to Detroit. I don't know.
Man, that's got to be tough, man. I gotta see. Like, I feel like there's gonna be some NDs in there, you know, because you probably can't feel it. I'm sure you can't feel the trigger with big old winter gloves on you. So you're like, whoops.
That's not even something I think about.
This is yeah, exactly. This is the guy I was just telling you about that got surgery on his arm.
Hey, Joshua, he's a fellow stippler.
JM Custom Grips. Yeah.
Okay.
Go check him out. I've actually been helping his ass out a lot. He's been working me cracking the whip.
JM Custom Grips. Okay.
Yeah, if you go on his Instagram, you'll actually see videos with me in there where, you know, having fun watching Bill Burr and Stippling.
Oh, you must be close then, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm there every day. While I'm waiting for my FFL, I'm there every day.
Nice. Okay. Fantastic.
Yep.
He's gonna get used to having help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's loving it right now, man. But you know what's gonna happen. You know, I'm gonna raise the price on you. What's gonna happen?
Sorry, Joshua. I'm negotiating a bad deal for you, Joshua. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. Oh, MC's in Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids. Okay, that's north from Detroit, right?
Grand Rapids, I think, is pretty far north.
Yeah.
And he shot his AR in mittens.
Okay.
Like four finger mittens? Like for real?
Right.
Like that doesn't seem right.
No.
Mr. Sanchez is here. What's up? And he says, what pay? You talking about pay? He doesn't get paid. You don't pay him. Okay. All right. All right. Next thing on the list I have for you. Oh, was the Cerakoting stuff. So I'm going to, I saw on your website, you have this, let me see if I can go show it. I had this ready earlier, but it's probably, yeah, I'm not on the right screen. Okay. So over here in your gallery, let's see. There was a section where you had rattle cans something or other.
So, yep, go to services, hover on services, hover over paint jobs. There you go. Rattle.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about this.
Yeah, man. Rattle can is a great alternative to Cerakote. Um, the good thing about rattle can is you really don't have to take your gun apart for one, right? You don't have to like separate it into pieces and do all that kind of stuff. And two, I like the look of rattle can.
I don't mind it either. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you get a nice flat finish. You are versatile with it with your patterns. Uh, and when you actually use your rifle, dude, it wears in really nice. You get this really
Yeah.
battle
The
worn look.
natural looking wear pattern.
And I love that, man. Obviously, right there, that's brand new, just got sprayed.
That's a
Um,
nice billeted upper, and
hmm Yeah,
that's
that's a
a
nice,
nice.
yep, that's a nice build. Tell you a little secret, that's actually mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I did rattle can, but the scope and the other gun is not mine. So that one's mine, but the one leaning against the fence and then the scope by the tree, that's those aren't mine.
Ooh, look at that one.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love when you do the netting and you
yeah,
get like a little dot
yes,
matrix looking pattern on there.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then what is this one with the scope here?
That one, that's
Oh,
yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that one, but that's what he wanted. I'm like, that this is what you want, like these three colors, and
just kind of broken up. I mean,
like, yeah. I'm like, all right, it's hard when you like to be artistic. You're like, do you see this? Like, do you know? Are you sure? Right?
you're like, listen, I am capable of this guy. This is in my wheelhouse right here, and you want me to? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, no, but even with the rattle can, like just the rattle can jobs, I'm like, dude, I could do like this cloud formations on it, man. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, no, I'm like, okay, fine, fine. So, but yeah, I mean that's it. Rattle can jobs are easy. They're simple. You don't have to take it apart. I just tape up the optic. I tape up the areas that where you don't want paint. And what's good about rattle can is, you can always spray over it if you mess up or you want to touch it up, or if you want to change it. It's a quick spray. That's it's simple, man. With Cerakote, you got to sandblast it, right? I mean, with rattle can, if you want a completely new job, you're gonna have to acetone it, right? You're gonna have to
Right.
get it all off. I
But
mean,
you can almost just build on it and do over and
I
just keep
mean,
going.
yeah, really, you can.
Unless you're making a major color change, you just roll with it and
Yep, yep. And
huh.
more color choices with rattle can. If you're gonna go, so there's not many color options for flat finishes for all the semi gloss, high gloss. Yeah, you got a lot of colors. So there's yeah, yeah.
So the so Krylon or Rust-Oleum?
Rust-Oleum, man, Rust-Oleum.
Rust-Oleum,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I like their flat colors.
Yeah, okay. Okay, David's got to go cook. Brother, I hope you find a cast iron. If you actually want to email me about a cast iron, David, I will talk to you about it later. And Angry Sarge says, rattle can everything and stipple everything.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, he's a
So okay, so where I was going with this, yeah, here he actually, I was gonna plug you, MC. MC actually did a 3-part series on rattle canning his shotgun, and he did a snow camo pattern, and I think he was pretty happy with it. I'll tell you, I thought it looked pretty good. Of course, he goes right to the imperfections and shows, oh, this did this wrong or whatever. I'm like, we never would have saw that, MC, if you hadn't have shown us. Like, you didn't have to show us. Um, but it came out really good, and it's like a snow camo, black and white and gray. It looks really good.
Oh, I bet. I bet. I just copied the link. I'll have to go check that
Okay.
out.
But he kind of showed the whole process of wiping it down. I think he thought there was one spot where he didn't get all the oil off, and it maybe did a little weird right there. But he's like, we'll just roll with it. And
Yeah,
um,
that's the thing about
so
rattle can. You could roll with it, man. Just a quick little touch it up.
yeah, fixer. Do you
Scrub
know
it.
Ron Wayne? Have
Yeah.
you seen Ron Wayne before? Yeah. Okay.
No, 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 no. I haven't. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
have you seen? Okay. What's
Ron,
up, Ron Wayne?
what's up, brother?
Okay, so Freedom Stencils. Have you heard of Freedom Stencils?
Yes.
They have some patterns that you can buy.
Mhm.
They sent me out a kit of 2 or 3 different designs, and I'm thinking that on this new budget project 556 build that I'm doing, I'm thinking it's going to get a custom rattle can job. This is going to be, I I don't want to say the price because I don't want to ruin it, but guys, I'm well under $1,000 with this build. Like, there's some great deals on the market right now for AR-15 parts, and I'm well under $1,000 with the optic. I'll just say that. The subscribers gave me a goal that I had to stay under 1,000. I'll even be able to buy spray paint and still have money left over. Like, I mean, I'm well under 1,000. So it's going very well so far, but I haven't put any videos up on that yet, but they're coming very soon. I need to mill out one of my lowers as well to get that.
Well, that ought to be exciting, man. Looking forward to seeing it.
Looking pretty good. Okay, so we have Cerakote has some air dry coating now. Oh, new stuff, huh?
Yeah, actually, Cerakoted some headers for for a vehicle, some headers.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just
Put a flame job on them or what?
no, just all black. And,
Oh.
Yeah, just all black and hung them from the garage, the rafters.
Does that hold up to that kind of heat?
Yeah.
Like a regular Cerakote that'll hold up to that temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that. Headers get hot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, we'll find out. No, they hold. Yeah, they hold. I mean, so Cerakote, was if I recall right, was designed for boating parts originally, right? And then and then it went to the car industry and then gun industry. If I'm remembering my factoids and timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Freedom Stencils, I think I actually ordered something from them before too, to be honest. Yeah.
They've got some cool stuff. I kind of like some of the chunkier camos where I forget what they call them, like duck camo or something, where it's like larger splotches. And I'm actually thinking about getting some Texas flags cut out and doing the outline of Texas and doing like the Texas state and doing that like a camo pattern as well. Thinking about that.
Yeah, kind of dust it a little bit,
Yeah.
fade into it. Yeah.
Just get an outline of it. I'm no artist, okay? No artist. Cerakote has a special high temperature mix. Okay.
Don't listen to this guy. You don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that's your boy. Okay. I didn't see who posted it.
Can we actually boot him from the chat?
Oh, do we need to block him?
I'm just playing.
Joshua, you got blocked. Ceramic coating works awesome to keep the heat. Oh, it actually does it really? I didn't know that. I thought you had to wrap your headers to get the heat off of them.
Plugs and wires.
I didn't know it kept the heat in. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what we use C series on the headers.
And there's Mrs. Ron Wayne right there. My Camaro's. Wait, what did he say about his Camaro? I was making fun of Camaros earlier, and then he says Camaro. My Camaro's chunky when I put it on. Oh wait, I don't.
Oh, camo.
Oh, my camo. I thought it said Camaro. I got Camaros on the brain. Phooey. I thought I had something.
Well, I read when MC put shotgun, I read Shogun.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Rattle Can Shogun, YouTube link. I'm like, what's this?
You misspelled shotgun.
Yeah. Right. Oh man, there's been so many times where somebody, like, I'll be in a chat somewhere, I'm like, Shotgun Custom says, I'm like,
shotgun.
Selective reading, man. Selective reading.
Okay, so going down my list here, what else do we have? Okay, so the best. Do you want to talk about Freedom Crew and how people join?
Yeah. Actually, I was trying to find an organic moment to seamlessly transition into it.
So when I talk to MGB, it's in my phone. He's saved as MGBFTQ. That's what he's saved.
Oh, really?
So I have 6 digits is what I have him saved at MGBFTQ. I don't know why I did that. I think I was just I think I was talking to him on the phone. I'm like, I can't believe this guy called me.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were on vacation last summer, and I'm talking to P80 Ralph, and like I'm a small business owner. I'm an investor. Like, um, I have more than one company. Um, I'm a business guy. I've been a business guy since I was like maybe 10 or 11 years old, mowing lawns and hiring people to mow lawns for me. And I'm into business. Like that's my thing. And I was telling Ralph what would have been about 10 months ago. And I said, there's got to be a way because YouTube, I was currently on a strike, unable to post, right? And I'm like, there's got to be a way other than, a Rumble or an Odyssey or something. There's got to be a way for us to like have a community where people can get paid for their knowledge and paid for the entertainment, right? Paid for their content, whatever that looks like. There has to be a way that it's not like just pay to play or all these different things. So him and I are talking about this, and he's like, the 3D. At that point, he was still a little bit more into the 3D stuff, and he's kind of taking a step back a little bit on that right now. But he was really into that back then, and it was like the basis of the 3D printing world is it's free, like it's cool because that's a cool community. But like this guy spends 1,500 hours designing this frame, and then he just gives it away. And like as a businessman, it's hard for me to see him because what I know will happen is that creative guy eventually will have to hang it up because he's got to pay the bill somehow. And so if we don't have money there's no money, innovation dies. And maybe some people who aren't business owners can't see what I'm saying, that makes sense. But if there's no money in it, it won't continue. Free things don't happen forever. And so I was talking to P80 about this, and he's like, it's just free. It's just got to be free. And I'm like, there's got to be a way to figure this out. And then, about 6 months later, I hear this rumor, kind of behind the scenes that MGB's doing this. And then DLD Dark is the one who said, hey, you need to call. I'm going to give your number to MGB. You guys need to talk business on this. And when he told me about it, I was like, I couldn't do it. I'm glad someone's doing it. Like this needed to happen. And so I told him from the get-go, I'll do whatever I can to help, promote it. Like I'm not obviously a teacher or anything. I don't really have anything to teach on there, but I want to just support it from the back row and just help people find out about it because I think it's quality. I think he's got good people in there, and I feel like it's only going to get better as it goes. So I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. You talk about Freedom Crew University.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, it is an amazing platform, right? It's the first of its kind, right?
Yeah.
They're anytime somebody thinks about gunsmithing online courses, we all think about Desert Institute, whatever it's called, SDI, right? It's different, right? I mean, it's like, $1 million and, you don't really have that over the shoulder instruction like you do with Freedom Crew, right? You come into the class live streaming, right? It's like you and me, we're talking, I'm looking at what you're doing, I'm like, oh, do this, do that, right? It's just completely different. It's different than a tutorial on YouTube where you have to rewind it because you're like, what's he mean? And you're trying to decode what the hell this guy said because words are open to interpretations. So you're like, well, does he mean this or does he mean that? Right.
Right.
So
we've all been there.
right. So it's a great platform, man. We do the 3D printing classes, AR classes. We're going to do AK classes, 1911 classes, obviously the Stipple classes. There's just nowhere to go get that kind of education and get it from people who are really freaking good at what they do. And really once you take a class with us, that's it, man. You're part of the family. You can contact us anytime. We'll still help you out. I just had a student the other day, he nicked his frame. I guess his drum slipped and he ended up getting under the desk cover and like somehow he's like, hey, what can I do to touch this up? So I'm like, all right, well, try this, try that, send me some photos, let me know how it works out, so yeah, we don't just kick you to the curb, man. And that in itself is priceless because you're form. It's like a family, right? You're what's the damn word I'm looking for? Oh man.
Yeah, I mean the community of it all is just it's just I mean that's what's amazing about a lot of these different things is just that aspect of it.
Yeah, integrating. Thank you. Thank you. You're integrating yourself into a nice circle
Yeah.
of family and friends. You know what I mean? So anybody who's out there who wants to learn how to stipple or 3D print or build a P80, right? Especially those bridge frames, right? Freedom Crew
You can send
University.
those back now, I think.
Oh, can you?
I got an email from them, and if you send them a picture, if you send them some information and send them a picture of it,
Uh-huh.
um, you can keep the bridge frame, and they'll send you another one. I think it's yeah.
They're like, okay,
They're
take
they're
a
a pain in the
picture,
butt, allegedly.
write this secret code, one-time code, prove that it's unbuilt.
Yes,
Okay, I get
it's
it.
on their Instagram, and if you're a customer of theirs, they sent it in an email in the last week or two. Um, he says he's got several hundred that he can swap out for people, and he's only had a couple of people so far who've wanted to do that. I guess probably people already made theirs, but if you have
Wow.
an unfinished one, I think he's swapping it out. So
So that's really
they're
cool.
good guys. I
That
mean,
is very cool.
they're
Wow.
not taking it.
That's
Yeah, I appreciate them.
yeah, that's super supportive, man. And to touch back on the Freedom Crew,
Yeah.
so for like my stippling classes, for instance, there's beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and then there's private mentorship also, right? And then
Oh, okay.
right, and then for all the classes, okay, there's many different ways to learn, right? We're going to be doing workshops, seminars, courses that you can just go buy online. You could just buy a course, right? Everything there's going to be descriptions and photos on this is how you hold the Dremel at this angle, and this is how you
That
wrap it.
would be the lowest level, right? Like where it's just not like a one-on-one class.
Right, right.
It's just the information.
Exactly. Then we'll have videos where, they're going to be like $3 where you can buy a video on a specific topic. Like,
Okay.
I haven't done my collection yet, but I'll get to it. But it'll be on how to do undercuts, how to do glove bevels, how to do
Ah,
enhanced finger grooves, how to do symmetrical patterns, how to do random patterns, how to do borders, right? And each one will
wow.
be a different video for, a few bucks, right? You buy it and you own it. But so yeah, so there's something there for everybody, right? If you but if someone gets to my advanced class, that means they're basically ready to open up shop, right?
And then you offer them a job. It's like The Apprentice, and then I will hire you when it's
Yeah.
over.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because that is where I see it going. Before
You've really impressed me. You have.
yeah. So before I was Shogun Customs, I was actually Mad Monk Customs. And I was Mad Monk Customs for a very short time. And then I was thinking, it's funny, like I was working on the website. I hired a company to build the website, and I was just thinking of some movies for some reason. I thought about one of my favorite movies called Shogun Assassin. It was like back in like 1981 or 83 or something like that, right? But badass movie. And when I said Shogun Assassin, I was like, Shogun, show gun,
Gun.
Shogun. I'm like, it's got like multiple meanings. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
this is badass. And I love Eastern culture. I've always been into, Chinese culture, samurai culture, all
Uh-huh.
that stuff, right? And which is why I was Mad Monk Customs at first, right? Monks, right? Fighting monks and stuff. So my logo, I wish I had a shirt here, but my logo for that was a monk sitting in a meditation pose like this, and he had a rifle strapped to his back.
Instead
You
of
know?
a sword or what? Yeah. Or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And but so I still had that company though, right? So I still have the name, I still have the rights to it. So I kind of was thinking, it was actually MGB gave me the idea. He's like, man, you can, have people stipple under you. And I was like, well, that'd be great if I had like a team of stipplers around the, the US. But I gotta protect the Shogun name,
Ooh, there you go.
I gotta protect the Shogun name. But what I can do is do it under Mad Monk Customs, right? These will
A
be all
sub brand. Yeah.
approved apprentices that I trust their work. They've gone through my program, and I can run both companies and get them work, and I take a cut from that. So, that's in the back of my mind. That's going to be later. Obviously, the university is new, but that
Yeah.
is definitely a retirement plan option, right? So,
Okay. Good deal.
yeah, yeah.
That's I think it's great. So how's it going? How far are you along into it? You guys started about a month and a half ago, right?
About a month and a half ago, we got a shit ton of students, man. We are just at the point where we don't have enough content for the demand. And
Oh,
honest,
nice. Okay.
yeah, it's nice, and it sucks at the same time because
So that means there's like wait lists for these classes.
there's wait lists for material. There's wait lists for ways to learn. When we first released, when we first opened, we were thinking like, hey, people would love one-on-one classes. They would love to have a group class, where they come in and they get to talk to the instructor. Well, we were kind of wrong. Um, After talking to everybody and surveys, right? People are, we live in this. I mean, look what people are doing right now. They're just sitting on their couch, right? Sarge is over there picking his nose. Joshua's
Dang
over
it,
there.
Sarge.
Yeah, Joshua's over there crying about his elbow. But we're all sitting behind and we're just watching a video. We're not talking. No one's talking to me. No one's talking to
Yeah,
you, right? We're
but
so
we're learning. We're being entertained. We're learning. We're
yes.
stretching our yeah.
Right. So we've been conditioned to do that, to just sit on our own time when we want, put the video on, go on YouTube, bring up a video and watch. So
Oh,
we,
instead of it being at a certain time on a
yeah,
certain day.
yeah. So we found that a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Exactly. So they're like, dude, just make videos and we'll buy them. I'm like, okay, well, give us some time. Right. So we got all these people,
Right.
including myself, trying to fit that in their schedule where we have to film content to release videos. So we're working on it, man. The network, the community is there, and they're thirsty for information, for knowledge, yeah, they want to learn the skill sets.
All right. Well, see, Coop wants me to go teach, and MC says that business needs to be taught better in schools. 100% does. Um, but I don't run a shop, Coop. I own a company that runs sporting events. I'm a sports contractor,
Oh, all right.
and then I have my coffee company, which is actually, if you go to eaglerun23.com, it actually pops over onto my coffee company because it was easier for me to just list my stickers into a website that already existed. And so if you order a sticker, it's going to be shipped by the coffee company.
With free coffee. Nah, nah, nah.
Well, we're going to figure, we're working on some stuff like that because the coffee company has been up and down here and there. But yeah, trades used to be taught in school. Like, no, they don't even teach you how to balance your checkbook in school. And like, parents don't talk about that. The financial aspect is definitely neglected in school. What is up, Michael Dunn?
Oh man, there is a horrible comment in there, man. Horrible.
Wait, Joshua? Wait, that's just because you said he was sitting on the couch.
Oh, that's great. Good one.
Business is business, brother. It's all about making a profit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would. I don't actually think I would own a gun shop. I don't think that would be on the list of anything. I
It's
made an offer on. I made an offer on an apartment complex a couple weeks ago. It didn't go through, but
okay. Well, next time, man.
I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna buy one, especially when stuff starts going down here in a couple months. I'm gonna keep buying. I tried to buy the house across the street from me, um, about a year ago, and of
Uh,
course it's not for sale now, but it was for sale, and it was like $80,000 more than what I offered for it, and I'm like, I'm not, I'm out. No thanks. I'm
that'd
done.
be nice, man. You can have two houses, build a tunnel that
Ooh,
underneath.
a tunnel. Yeah,
Shooting
I was
range.
gonna rent it. I was gonna have it as a rental or a VRBO or something. But
Yeah,
there'll be another house on the block pop up here that I can get.
yeah, man. Good for you, man. That's huge, man.
I love to do that kind of stuff.
I mean, talk about a retirement plan, right? That's owning property. That's where it's at.
Yeah. I had I had several rentals back in the day. I don't really do much of that anymore, but I'd like to get back into it. Um,
You
all right,
should.
what else do I have for you?
I,
We got Shogun investing advice coming up here.
Still gonna investing advice, right? Yeah, I actually have family in that business, man.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep. My aunt and uncle are, well, my aunt and her husband, so my uncle. They are one of the biggest property management companies in Detroit. They do like over 20
Oh
something,
wow,
yeah, like over like 20 something properties, man. You know, so it's hard work, but it's lucrative. And then my uncle in California, he's a realtor, but also owns properties. And so, they all do really well, man.
nice. MC just texted me, guys. Was there an ad that played during this live stream? That is embarrassing.
Seriously?
I I I hope that that's not true,
That's
guys. I something is wrong. I have no intention of doing that to you guys.
all.
Um, I apologize. Embarrassing. Um, that is not supposed to be turned on. I wonder if when I set it up via StreamYard or something, it no ad during the live here. Okay, good.
Strange.
Well, Kurt, do you have? Okay, no ads. Okay, good. All right. Well, maybe just MC got an ad. I didn't see an ad. Okay, good. All right. Well,
We're good.
I apologize if you did see an ad because I do not want to do that to my live streams. That's not the intention here. This is a hangout,
Yeah.
not an ad revenue source here.
Not a timeshare
Yeah,
presentation. Free
yeah, we're trying to learn something. All right, good. Someone needs to pay for the. Yeah, well, if you have YouTube Premium, then you probably didn't see an ad anyway.
Right. He don't pay for nothing, man. He pirates all his stuff. Trust me. All
Are
pirate
you
software.
anyone remember the LimeWire?
Oh my God, LimeWire, Napster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Oof, you get.
Okay, so I guess that's most of the stuff I have for you on the on the stippling stuff. Can you tell me a couple things about tell me what are some of your favorite guns that you have or have sold, or what do you like to shoot? Like if you're going to the range, what are you taking?
Well, so AR wise, man, I'm an AR pistol guy. I like my
Yeah,
10.5s to 12.5 range, right?
yeah,
And I just you for me, I like to look at it like there's that balance between agility and versatility,
right,
firepower, and you know what I mean. Like I've always had that philosophy of if you're even face it, we all think, oh, in the apocalypse, this is what I'm gonna do, right? If you're outside 100 yards and you don't know I'm there, you can just keep moving, and that's fine by me because it's about survival, not gunfights. You know,
right,
I want me and my family to get to the next location safely, right? Or we don't want you to know we're even at the current location, right? Because we got a big camo net over it. No, I'm playing, but yeah. So I've always liked to be quick and agile. Pistols, man. I want to say I love the FN 509. Feels great in the hand. The CZP 10s are also another great feeling gun. In California, I always had so many off roster guns because I worked at a gun shop. And are you familiar with the handgun roster out in California?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, man, like everybody used to be envious of me, man. Like, how do you have all these off roster guns? Well, I work at a gun shop, and we get a lot of military that comes in, right? Because we're right across the street from the Marine Corps Space Base. um,
right.
and they would come in from out of state, and they'd have their guns, and I'd be like, "Hey, man, how much you want for that gun?" And they didn't know. They didn't know about the handgun roster, you know. Uh, I don't know.
So private sales, you could just buy them. Is that what it was?
Yes, yes. Yep. If somebody came in from out of state, you can buy it from them. So I got all my guns from military people, man, coming in to sell them, or I'd make them an offer, and I'd
Yeah.
always get a great deal. I never paid more than like $50 over like retail.
Huh.
So I had yeah, I had the privilege of shooting all these awesome guns, man, when I was in California. But yeah, I'll say that, man. Just AR pistol guy, and FN 509 is awesome. I love the P10s. I love the Shadows. Obviously Glocks, but there's better guns out there than Glocks, man. They may look pretty and have all the aftermarket support, but dude, there are there are nicer
For
guns.
sure.
We all know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a longtime Beretta guy. 92 series, whatever. Like, I'm a big fan of those, and that was all I messed with. And what got me off of it, because you maybe I was going to ask you this: Are you a bit of a prepper person? Are you interested in any of that kind of stuff?
I am here, just not physically yet.
Okay, so
That
for me,
idea.
I don't want to call myself a prepper, but there's no other word for people to understand, right? So while I don't want to be a prepper, that's essentially what most people would call me. So the redundancy is a big deal in my thinking and my system, and I'm a big fan of the prolificness of these Beretta 92 mags. But when I started building, AR9s, finding one that you could build around a Beretta mag platform was virtually impossible.
Right.
There used to be a couple of companies that made mag blocks, but
wow,
they weren't really around much anymore, and it was hard, and it was so easy. Glock was just so easy, right? And the whole joke about, does it take Glock mags? Like, well, the fact that it does take Glock mags, so I switched over from the 80%, 10s and 15s and 9s to making, the handguns, and that was what switched me over. Was, I'm like, well, crap, if I'm going to have 29 Glock mags, I might as well start making Glock pistols. And then guess what? The Berettas have been put away for about 2 or 3 years now, and I haven't shot them. Like, one of them, I did a short where I zipped one up in a vacuum bag. Like, I oiled it and I zipped it in a vacuum bag, and like, that dude's put away. Like, he's on ice, like literally on ice somewhere.
Yeah.
And,
no, that's smart, man. Vacuum seal them up, and hey, until we meet again,
it's put away. It won't have to be cleaned, and it's overly oiled. It won't rust, and it's put away. I'm not going to touch it anytime soon. And right now, I'm just fooling with the Glocks, or with the Glock clones. I actually don't own a Glock. I have some Glock part kits, but other than that, I do not have a frame or a slide that says Glock on it. I got
damn. That's like when I told you I never did a P80.
Yeah.
That's wild.
No actual Glocks here.
You gotta buy a Glock, man. Buy a Glock, send it to me. Let me stipple it for you. Seriously, man.
I'll send you a GST9. You haven't done one of those yet, right?
I think Sarge has one of those waiting for me, right? Wasn't it a GST9? Whoever gets it to me first, man.
Okay, well, Sarge, I'll ship it with some coffee. Him and I aren't very far away. We need to hook up, and we'll put our package together, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah. No, Sarge comes first. That's my boy.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, Sarge
correct answer.
But no, I'll send me your SCT, man. It'd be nice.
Okay, we'll figure out something for it.
Yeah, the more the better.
So, next question: home defense gun. What's your home defense gun?
So, for me, I don't have a gun. Okay, I have context, and I have a layout. Let me explain. In my house in California, coming out of my bedroom is very, very narrow. I would love to use a shotgun, but that ain't happening. I'm not going to work corners very efficient with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be bumping walls and knocking down pictures. Okay. On the other side of the house, coming out of that bedroom, the other master is you can come out with a musket, right? So yes, so in that case, man, I would love to come out with a little 18.5, Beretta 1301 shotgun and do work, right? Coming out of the other room, my room, where it was a little tighter, just a handgun, not even an AR pistol, man. Like, yeah, like I can, you know, come over the shoulder with the AR pistol and all that, but it's still a little tricky getting the angles because it was tough, man. Like I used to clear my house all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't ever buckle down and say, oh yeah, a shotgun, because it's like, well, what's the context, man? You know, I mean, also think about, you know, once you either shoot somebody or once they comply with your commands, you know, what kind of shotgun are you going to be holding while you're trying to call someone on the phone? You know what I mean? Like it's a lot easier to hold the pistol and talk on the phone than it
Right.
is a shotgun fully loaded with double aught buck, right? If you think you can handle it, freaking awesome. Rock that out,
Yeah.
right?
Just walk through that one time and see what it's like.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then again, so this was a conversation I would have with people at the gun shop all the time. They would ask me, "What should I buy for home defense?" Well, I'll say, "Well, first of all, what's the layout of your house? And
Right.
more importantly, what kind of person are you?" And they would kind of look at me and they just, and I say, "Are you the kind of person that if you hear a bump in the night, you're going to leave your bedroom and go search and not know where that sound's coming from? Or are you going to wait in your room and just wait with your gun pointed at the door?" Well, that's going to dictate everything because
It's a
now
good question.
it's an important one, man. Because if
Okay,
you're
in the comments, are you waiting or are you going?
right, right, way to go. Yeah, red light or green light. You
Yeah.
know, because if you're going to wait, then shotgun all day, right? You get in the corner of your room or by, you know, by your bed, wherever is best, you know, on the side of your safe, right?
Right.
Rock that shotgun, man. I have a can
Is
of
that
water.
stuff really flammable?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that stuff shoots way out. We have lots of wasps here in Texas. I go through a case of that stuff in the summertime.
Oh, jeez, man.
If
Jeez.
it's flammable, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, because really, man, you know, we should understand the layout of our house, right? We should know where every piece of furniture is, where somebody could hide, where somebody can't. Okay. So, yeah, you have that whole home court advantage. And I'm going to put it in freaking air quotes because it's not necessarily always home court advantage, in my opinion. You have a dark house, you're leaving your bedroom, you're going down your stairs, up your stairs, maybe it's one story. Either way, you're coming out in the dark and you don't know where this person is, but they know where you're coming from, right? All they have to how loud was the noise, right? Because that's going to dictate it too, right? Is it a raccoon? But but
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
know, you know what I mean though? It's
Right,
all the bad guy, all he has to do is go, okay, they're gonna come from here.
right,
But when we go out into our living room, we have to go, is he in the kitchen? Is he on the side of the fridge? Is he behind that lamp? Is he behind this couch? Is he here around that corner? You know, is he right? It's so much to process. So going out to go get him is not always the smartest idea,
right.
you know? Unless you're angry Sarge. If you're angry, if I was angry Sarge, I'd be
With a
like, dude,
mask, with a full kit.
yeah, mask, full kit, dude. It'd be locked at the door. I'd have a button
He sleeps in that, I think.
I'd have a button on the side of my dresser that when I push it, it locks the house down. He can't get out. He can't even get out, you know. So the bad guy's stuck.
Right.
I'm gonna go get him. But
I think about when I come out of my bedroom, it opens into the kitchen, the dining, and the living room. Like out of my bedroom opens to like 70% of my house,
wow.
which is a little weird. If I was designing it, I probably wouldn't have done it like that. Um, but straight ahead of me and off to my like I don't know 70 degrees is both my children's bedrooms, and so but it's through the kitchen. So like I'm always thinking about like if someone were in the kitchen, I don't even know how well I would think that I could shoot because if I miss, it's going into my kid's bedroom, you
Yeah.
know. And like my son sleeps on the top bunk most of the time, you
Yeah.
know, and my daughter's down the hall a little bit, but it's through. It's on the other side of the kitchen. So if I walk out and there's someone in my kitchen, I can't miss, or I'm shooting into my kids' bedrooms.
that's the other thing, man. Do you have family? And if you have family, do you have a plan? You know, where do your kids go when you yell across the house, you know, game time, whatever it is, you know, what do they do? Do they get down? Do they hide in their room? Do they jump out the window and go to the neighbor's
Yeah.
house, call the cops? What's the plan? When you take that shot, you know, for me, I mean, you know, easier said than done, and it's all theory, and you know, it's just like fighting. Oh, if the guy did this, I would just do that, and I'd break his arm. But
Right.
you know,
That's not gonna happen.
yeah, you got right. You got to get down. Like I always say, you know, if you're a one-story house, right? When you take that shot, you get down. You get down on the knee and you shoot up at the person, right? That way,
Yeah.
if you do miss, you're going through your roof now, right? So, but what are you going to do? Like walk through your house on your knees, you know? And then if you,
Right.
right? Yeah, I'm exaggerating, right?
Yeah.
But if you are standing up and you're clearing, you know, when you, right? Are you going to remember to drop to your knees? Or are you just going to go, oh shit, bam, 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 right? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
it's all talk.
You'd have to drill that a ton that will make that muscle memory, and
Yeah.
like who has time for that?
Well, not only do you have to drill it, because it's one thing to drill something, and this is me getting into my martial art training. It's one thing to drill something, but are you drilling it under pressure? Because that's
Yeah.
completely different, man. You know, there's a difference between a good martial arts practitioner and you know, hopefully I don't bore you guys here, but there's a difference between a good martial arts practitioner and a good fighter. They're two different things, right?
Yeah.
The best is a good martial arts practitioner who's good at using their system in a real fight.
Yeah.
That's very, very hard to do with like your traditional martial art styles, right? You look at you look at their curriculum, like I said earlier, in the public school, you don't really get hit, right? I'm not talking about MMA gyms. I'm talking about, you know, your karates, your taekwondos, your Wing Chun, the stuff I taught. You know, your Eskrima classes, they kind of get down. Actually, they hit each other mostly, but it also depends on the lineage. The lineage I come from, you know, we kind of just tap and we place the hand. You know, we
Right.
place the fist, we tap. You know, because again, no one's going to come pay you money every month if they're leaving with, you know what I mean? In those environments, right?
Yeah.
Those environments, the people that typically come to like your traditional martial art classes are people who don't want to get hit. They're not the same type of personality, the same type of fighting spirit that goes into an MMA gym and it's like, I want to let's roll, baby, right?
Right.
So, you know, in my lineage, we would wait until a student showed promise, and then we say, "Hey, come to the garage." Well, you come to the garage, then you leave
Come
with
to
the
the garage and I will punch you.
yeah, yeah. You know, again, we're
Are you ready for
controlled,
punching?
right? You know, we're controlled, so it's not like we're like laying into the bare fist, you know, but we are laying, and it's like you do have that heavy hand that when it hits your lip, it will pop, but you're not breaking teeth, right?
Right.
So that's where a lot of these traditional martial art guys, especially the Wing Chunners, man, I hate the rap that Wing Chunners have, that they just have in like real world application. But their curriculum sucks, man. When I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
When I it's cool. When yeah, right. When it came to my classes, man, I just taught it differently. You know, I pressure tested my students. I didn't attack them like a Wing Chun guy. You know, I attacked them like a fighter. You know, I threw kicks, I threw knees, I clenched them, I threw elbows, I threw hooks, I threw jabs, I threw crosses. You know, it wasn't just like your standard for anyone who knows Wing Chun. You know, it wasn't just your standard straight blast. You know, vertical fist, and it created better practitioners who were able
Yeah.
to use their skill under pressure. And I know I'm going on a big rant. I'm sorry, but um, the
Well, don't
point
they say everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face?
that's what Tyson said. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And it's so true. As a matter of fact, when I taught at the public school, we used to spar with the Sanda guys because the school I taught at, they had wushu, tai chi, but it was yang style tai chi, which isn't really used for fighting. Sanda and some ninjutsu. It was very very Cobra Kai, right?
I think that was the Cobra Kai dojo.
Yeah, right. So we would spar with the Sanda guys, and the class, they would get in there and they would spar with the Sanda guys, and they would put up their Wing Chun guard. They would have their Wing Chun guard up there, right? They'd be in their stance. As soon as they got hit, they just got crazy and they're just throwing shit in there, you know? Dude, I got mad. I'm like, what do you listen, guys? If you're gonna go spar, then you have to use your system. Otherwise, why are you taking my class? Why are you here? If you just want to learn how to fight quickly, fucking join an MMA gym, because they will teach you how to fight quickly and efficiently. If you
And you'll
want
leave with a guaranteed bloody lip every time.
Right. But if you want to learn some skills that you don't learn in these places, and I'm not being arrogant, again, I train with everybody. I know everybody. I've had awesome conversations with MMA gym owners and teachers, and we always see eye to eye. If you want to learn some certain skill sets that you don't really get because you're not training for a fight next month, right? You know, take your time, you'll learn a skill, you'll learn certain skills, but you have to develop those over time, right? When you get in the ring with these Sanda guys, you have to stay in your Wing Chun. So I had to go in there and I said, but listen, if I get my ass kicked, I'm going to get my ass kicked in my system. I'm not going to break from my training. I need to learn how to evolve and work my system into this art, into this environment, right? So it's the same thing with shooting. Clearing your house, you got to know how to, train under pressure. But how are you going to do that? You got to go simunition, right? You got to really get shot.
I think going through it, going through it and thinking about like this situation and this situation, this room, the way this door opens, I think that's good to have.
Absolutely.
But
Yep.
when it's like go time and like you feel like you're really like something's wrong and you come home and you're really clear in your house, like, man, that would be scary.
It is different, man.
When all the variables are on the table, then you're like, well, no one was shooting back at me last time when I did this.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I mean, even when someone's yelling at you, right? Like if you're going through a drill and someone's just yelling at you, like, if you're not used to that, your body responds differently. The body follows the mind, right? So if your mind is freaking out, you can see it in the body.
So we made it here to the latter part of the stream here. So I've been sharing a little bit more and more about this as time goes on, and so it's only going to be the dedicated ones here that'll hear this information at the end. So I'm actually a high school basketball coach, and so coaching high school basketball, I find a lot of parallels between like the way that people learn, the way that people are taught, drilling things. And I try to apply that competitive part of what I'm instilling, because like I'm yelling at my kids, and putting them under pressure, and we play loud music, and, we're screaming like out stuff drill wise to simulate the hype environment of a game. And like when I went to a private lesson, and it was a pistol class, private one-on-one that I used to do monthly. The very first time when we get up there, the guy would act all nice and get you all set up and everything. And I heard him, like I'd been there other times, and I heard him yelling at someone, like, wow, that's kind of weird. And he was like, okay, we're going to get you all set up. Okay, here's what I need for you to do is run through this thing. And then all of a sudden the guy just loses his brain, and like he's yelling at me, and I'm like, okay, the button's going off, and I'm like going like this. Yeah. And he definitely got me, and he did it on purpose, and he proved his point. And I was not ready to react in that situation, but he wanted to show me. The mag ends up falling out of my gun. I mean, everything went wrong. You're right, when I was doing this, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, that's what makes a good teacher, man, is understanding how to, reveal the truth to your student, right? Not just the theories.
All right. Well, we're coming up on. Oh, we're coming up. We've been. Holy cow! We've been. I thought we were about an hour and a half. We're like an hour and 50.
Yeah. This
time flies. Okay. Well, why don't you drop your? It looks like MC's got some of your links out over here. How do people get in touch with you? Obviously, we've been to your website. We visited it here together. But how do people reach you? Where are you putting up content?
The best place is on Instagram. It's just Shogun_customs. That's the best place if you want to talk to me. I'm usually pretty responsive. That's where all my updates are done. That's where all the content goes first. Then it goes over to my Facebook. Um, obviously placing the order goes on my website,
Yeah.
but it's not really necessarily. I don't point people there if they want to get a hold of me. Yeah, you can email me, but Instagram is always the best. I'm also, trying to grow my YouTube channel. I only have a couple of videos on there right now. It's not my primary focus right now, but it will be here shortly. So yeah, best way is Instagram, Shogun_customs. That's go follow me, and you'll see all
And
the
the
updates.
second best way is to go take a class from you at the Freedom Crew University.
There you go, man. You're better than me. Let's look at that. Yeah, come take a class at the Freedom Crew University, man. I'll teach you how to stipple, and again, might turn it into a career.
I asked him, hey, I'm coming up on 10,000 subscribers. I want to do something big. I want to, can I pay for someone to take a spot and then give it away, and give a spot to the Freedom Crew University? He's like, yeah, let's talk. I'm busy this week. Let's talk. And so I didn't realize it, but I rolled over 10K like the next day. Like I thought it was going to be a couple of weeks, and it wasn't. Like we were growing really quickly. And then I was like, hey, I already rolled over. I haven't even done this giveaway yet. He's like, don't worry about it. Just pick a winner, send them to me. You can, like, I told him I was going to pay for them or whatever. And then like 5 days go by and we go to 20K. And I'm like, I still haven't even done the stinking giveaway. So there's going to be a giveaway for whatever number of subscribers I'm at. I'm going to give away, and I'm going to pay for a spot for you, one of our followers here, subscribers, someone in the chat. We'll figure out a way to give it away. You know what I should do is I should do like where you have to write like an essay or something. Like, tell me why you want to go to Freedom Crew University.
Right,
Or
right,
maybe like
right.
a photo contest or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like the first one in the comments to like make me laugh or something like that. Like, I don't know. We'll figure out a way to do it. It's been so busy the last month here. We never even did a 10K giveaway. We never did a 20K giveaway. We'll do something. We'll figure it out.
Well, look, man, I mean, I think that's a very kind thing, for you to do. We're very, speaking on behalf of everybody at the Freedom Crew University, we're very, thank you.
Yeah.
That's nice for your followers. It's a nice gesture, man. I'm big on gestures. So.
Yeah. Not middle fingers, but just gestures.
Right, exactly.
You can 100% put a dagger slide on a GST. I've got a video of it. It's on my Instagram. They look pretty darn good. The dagger slide look good on a lot of stuff. It's a pretty classic design. It looks pretty good on a lot of stuff. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right?
I'm tired of fighting. It's just easier to snap a photo, man.
Okay, well, he made me laugh too, so that's like 2 out of 3 right there. Maybe Coop wins.
Sarge sends me toe pics. It's really strange. I don't know why. It's what's weird about it too is he always picks the left pinky toe.
Hopefully they're his own and not somebody else's. Well, I don't know what's better, but taking a picture of someone else's foot seems worse for some reason.
Our melting point would be essay topic. Damn, yeah, that would be. Jeez.
Or maybe I don't want to read maybe I don't want to read your guys' articles. How good are the dagger slides? It's not about buying one. I'm not going to tell you how many I have. I have more than one. I have less than 6 and more than one, and they're all 100%. I don't have any problems with any of them. You fool around with them and they're fine. Actually, you don't even have to fool around with them. Like a couple of them I bought were complete, and you just go bang. They're good. Dagger slides. Dagger slides are good to go. I don't know anyone who's saying that they're not good to go. Now, let's clarify. Is that the gun that you want to be in your hand at the end of the world? Probably a better choice. But if you're building a nice little GST, I think it'll serve you just fine. That's not going to be your go to war gun, but I mean, maybe it'll be fine. But like, I don't know. That's a topic.
It is tough. Yeah, it is tough.
Which
It is possible.
oh my gosh, daggers. Yeah, daggers are good to go. I don't know anyone who's hating on daggers. For the most part, I think everyone says they're good to go. Yeah, they're not the most beautiful and they're not the nicest, but they're good to go. Oh, David, I'm sorry, brother.
Never know what you're gonna get on the Eagle Run show, man. You never know.
It's a variety show, really, folks. We haven't sung yet this evening, but tune in next time. We're gonna sing it. I saw that American flag Cerakote. I thought it looked pretty good. They run some deals on some of that stuff too. All right, well, let's we'll leave everybody here. Thank you again for hanging out. It seemed like I watched some of your stuff and I'm like, this seems like a really cool guy. We just need to hang out and ask some questions and learn more about like what you're doing and all that kind of stuff. So it sounds like there's some exciting stuff coming up for you in the future. I hope everybody runs over and is following you on Instagram at least. If not, go hit his YouTube as well. But yeah, great to meet you, man.
Yeah, hey, it's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate you reaching out to me. It's always nice when somebody reaches out to you. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to be on my show? It's cool, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm glad you came on. It's great. I mean, the people over here in the comments asking questions and hanging out with it. I mean, it makes it for a good time. So far, no one has been like, "I'm never doing the Eagle Run show again." So we'll try to keep that going.
Right.
Try to keep that going a little bit. So
I hope I was entertaining and informative enough for everybody, and hopefully my martial art rants didn't go too far. Sometimes I can kind of keep going on that.
That's your basis. That's your basis of reference for a lot of stuff. So
well, it's a passion of mine, man.
It comes out.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm definitely passionate about it. So thank you everybody for hanging out with us, man. Pleasure.
Always a big thank you to the MC, the best administrator on the planet. If you become his friend, he can also administer for you, and he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, sure.
I just sent him some coffee the other day, so I don't know if it's there yet, but I just sent him some coffee and some stickers for being a good dude. Thank you, Coop. We'll see you next time, brother. All right. All right, everybody. If you want to hang out 1 second, Will, we'll say goodbye to everyone here. Good chat. Thank you, Michael Dunn. Thank you, David. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.